Proclamation and the Pillar of Social Rights was incredibly important in taking a step in the right direction of really putting in the emphasis on a social Europe and on social rights. So it was part of actually for the member states to show that they're putting the well-being of their citizens, of young people, at the heart of what they're saying. And the hopes is that now the member states will follow up on the decisions made and ensure to have real policies that will real change for their citizens.
We very much welcome the proclamation of the pillar because we view it as a comprehensive vehicle to try and bridge the gap between the social and economic dimension of Europe. So the pillar, the 20 principles of the pillar offer a lot of entry points for us.
The pillar was a step in the right direction, but it does not go far enough, especially without mechanisms for implementation and also monitoring. It's clearly still lacking in actually holding member states accountable for what they actually do and what do they implement. Another point is that more than the conditions of workers, the pillar needs to go beyond that and actually look at the social well-being in a much more holistic view and not only in terms of an economic view.
It's hard to say actually 1 year after the proclamation what the pillar brought for people in the street. By the way, very few people know what the pillar is about. And also sometimes I have the feeling that it looks like a Christmas tree with lots of beautiful decorations that no one can afford. So this is where we need, I think, political will. I would like our governments, the European Union, to take the pillar as a concrete way to make Europe more social.
Before, everything had to be directly linked to the idea that Europe is first and foremost a free market space. And now what the EU member states have done a year ago is basically to proclaim the European Union is slightly more than just a free market space, which provides social organizations with an entry point. Now we can talk about things. Doesn't mean that everything has been paradisical from that point onward, but still a lot of work to be done. But now at least we can start talking.
What Europe needs to do now is really scale up its ambition when it comes to care and the care economy. And it means really ensuring that we are putting caring for each other at the heart of the economy instead of the economy's growth at the heart of exploiting people, which has become, for us, the imbalance in the European project.
It lacks legally binding effect. So as long as it is not legally binding and there are no mechanisms to enforce the pillar, implementation is far to be taken for granted.
And then possibly indicators. So in order to measure progress of implementation, you need solid and common European indicators, and that's lacking in a number of areas. So that's missing.
To make Europe truly social, we have to reverse the political drivers that we currently have at European level. We have to put the social well-being of the citizens and all others who are guests in the European Union as our primary concern. And that means changing our focus necessarily from economic growth to social growth.
In order for the social pillar to be meaningfully implemented, it needs to have more political will behind it. There needs to be meaningful funds behind the social pillar. On a more societal level as well, there needs to be a political, a cultural shift as well in terms of our understanding of poverty eradication and the political focus that we have on it as well. And we need to see more of an understanding of poverty eradication as a public good.
Our commitment is not to complain but to do. To do with concrete projects and services that we are offering, and we will do it upholding the European Pillar of Social Rights. We will do it also bringing the best practices to politicians and to the national administration, to the European administration. We want that the European pillar becomes a success.
For us, our contribution will clearly be to bring the gender perspective, to remind our partners, members and those in the institutions of the commitment to gender mainstreaming, which is part of our treaties.
The most important thing we can achieve together is raising awareness on what the possibilities are, and also on better coordinating our different initiatives in order to achieve the same goals and the same aims.
And within Social Platform you have different organisations specialising on different areas of social care, whether that is demographic change, ageing society, integration of migrants, homelessness, and all of these organisations specialise in those areas, and Social Platform has the role to filter that, to bring together the key messages and make sure their voice is heard as one voice, all with the common aim of having a more social Europe.
I hope Europe will be more social by then, and I hope that the sort of commitment to have a AAA social Europe will not be a slogan, but will be in some way a reality, or there will be progress towards that reality. The room for progress is huge, and the European Union can play a role to ensure that progress to happen.
What I really hope is that by then we have again a more positive, a more mobilizing atmosphere, ambience, feel around European cooperation, because that is what is missing at the moment. So I hope that thanks to the positive political actions, campaigns, strategies of the European institutions and the positive contribution of civil society, that we will have again this feel of, yes, we belong together, let's build a more social, a more inclusive Europe together.